Happy Women's Day to everyone. And we have Mr. Pankaj Tiwari. He is a qualified chartered accountant in May 2012. He is involved in audit and assurance along with consultancy services with due diligence and valuations. Previously, he has worked with BSN Company LLP in financial segments. He handles audit under various GAAPs, Indian IS, IFRS, US GAAP, and IGAAP of listed and unlisted companies of India. He specializes in audit of banks, NBFCs, HFCs, and other listed companies like ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, Citibank, Deutsche Bank, Vijaya Bank, Union Bank of India, GIC Housing Finance Bank, Nomura, and Tata Group. He is a member of ASB study group on guidance note and bank audit, expert panel on ASB on bank audit, India's implementation of WIRC of ICI, corporate and allied laws of Committee of BCAs, General Committee of BCAs. He has various publications under his name. He is a regular speaker on Ind AS, Companies Act, and other topic of BCAs, CIRC, SIRC, WIRC, and study circles on various forums of India and overseas. I welcome CA Pankaj Tiwari ji to the dais, and let's facilitate him with memento.
Yeah. So till the time they are setting up the things and all, quickly, good. See, I think the topic which was given to me was mainly on the fraud reporting aspect, but I thought कि भी fraud reporting तो ठीक है, वो तो बता ही देंगे, पहले fraud identify तो कर ले, report तो हम बाद में कर ही समझ ही सकते हैं कि भी कैसे उसको report करना है. That is not a very big deal, but how do you identify fraud? और ये सेशन के पहले yesterday also I was having a presentation. Mainly I was discussing कि भी how do you analyze annual reports. So the session was on how do you analyze annual report, and I found it so connected to कि भी if you know how to analyze the annual reports, you can easily identify how to identify frauds also. आपको पहले पता होना चाहिए how do you read any annual report which is given to you. ये bank audit मतलब for many of you it will be like a yearly ritual कि भी मार्च में किताब खुलती है, अप्रैल में बंद हो जाती है, फिर अगला मार्च में खुलती है. But for us it becomes like a day-to-day process because of our job we are completely involved into this kind of an engagement. So हर साल and maybe at a cost of repetition also I can say, हर साल ना RBI का एक थीम होता है. हर साल आप पहले के सालों में ले लो, अभी के सालों में ले लो, आने वाले सालों में, हर साल RBI का एक थीम होता है. अगर आप उस थीम को पकड़ लेते हैं और आप अपना ऑडिट जो साल में एक बार कर रहे हैं वो उस थीम के डायरेक्शन में करते हैं, आई एम श्योर यू विल बी अ सक्सेसफुल ऑडिटर. अदरवाइज ओवर अ पीरियड आप देखेंगे RBI की जो रिपोर्टिंग रिक्वायरमेंट है दैट हैज चेंज. बट आप अभी भी LFAR में देखोगे तो वही स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट पे कमेंट्स दे रहे हैं, हम वही DP कैलकुलेशन पे कमेंट्स दे रहे हैं, सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. सो व्हाट आई विल ट्राई टू डू 20-25 मिनट्स में, आई विल जस्ट ट्राई टू सेट अप द थीम्स ऑफ RBI कि भी आपको 2 से 4 ऐसे क्या इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स होते हैं which one should be aware about before you go and do the audit also. This might be repeated also. I'm not saying that this is something I will be telling you some completely new. Some of you are already aware, some of you may be aware, but of course let's look at it completely once together. और देखिए आजकल है ना जो पूरा क्लाइमेट या पूरा इन्वायरमेंट है, इट इज ऑन 3 letters. राम, don't take it in a different way. It is what? Retail, agri, and MSME loan. That's what the RAM I was talking about. Full banking industry completely is focusing upon these 3 elements कि आपका रिटेल पोर्टफोलियो कैसे परफॉर्म कर रहा है, आपका एग्री पोर्टफोलियो कैसे परफॉर्म कर रहा है और आपका MSME पोर्टफोलियो कैसे परफॉर्म कर रहा है. कॉर्पोरेट लोन्स में कोई ग्रोथ नहीं है, So once you reach the branch, you should know कि भी मेरे ब्रांच में अगर कॉर्पोरेट लोन्स है या बड़े लोन्स हैं, व्हाट शुड आई चेक. मेरे ब्रांच में अगर रिटेल लोन्स है तो व्हाट शुड आई चेक. व्हाट हितेश भाई वाज मेंशनिंग कि भी फर्स्ट यू शुड नो व्हाट ब्रांच यू आर ऑडिटिंग एंड देन यू डिटरमाइन योर सैम्पलिंग, देन यू डिटरमाइन योर ऑडिट प्रोसेस. आप सेम चीज जो लास्ट ईयर किया था वही आप सेम अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते हैं किसी भी ब्रांचेस में. आई हैपन टू स्पीक टू वन ऑफ द CFO also of a particular bank, a public sector bank only. We were debating on one of the concept which I will discuss with you also on fair lending practice. हाँ, मैंने उसको पूछा कि भाई आप तो इतने सालों से पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक के CFO है, आप कुछ टिप्स दीजिए हमें. तो बोलते पंकज, you know, as a CFO, what do I expect from an auditor? Forget about branch auditor or a statutory auditor. I expect 3 things from them. कि भाई if there is any process gap, अगर हम जो काम कर रहे हैं उसमें कहीं प्रोसेस गैप है, आप हमें बता दीजिए. इफ देयर इज एनी सिस्टम इश्यूज, सिस्टम में इशू हो सकता है, नॉट नेचुरली एवरी सिस्टम इज स्टेबलाइज, व्हाट हितेश भाई सेड आल्सो. एनपीए आज ऑटोमेशन करना था 2021 में, बट आज भी मैनुअल इंटरवेंशन की एंट्रीज पास होती है बिकॉज सिस्टम हैज अ फ्लॉ. ही सेइंग आवर एक्सपेक्टेशन फ्रॉम एनी ऑडिटर इज 3 थिंग्स. एक सिस्टम में कोई गैप है तो, सिस्टम में इशू है तो बता दीजिए, प्रोसेस में गैप है तो पहले बता दीजिए, और आपको लगता है कि हम रेगुलेटरी नॉन कंप्लायंस है कहीं पे हमारा. मे बी यू माइट बी नॉट करेक्ट और आई मे नॉट बी करेक्ट, मेरा गलती हो सकता है, आपका गलती हो सकता है, बट एटलीस्ट ब्रिंग इट टू आवर अटेंशन सो दैट वी कैन एड्रेस दीज थिंग एंड वी विल ट्राई टू पिक अप सम ऑफ दोज एरियाज ड्यूरिंग 20-25 मिनट्स ऑफ माई प्रेजेंटेशन. उसके बाद आई विल मूव टू द फ्रॉड रिपोर्टिंग एस्पेक्ट. So the structure of presentation is very simple. मैं आपको कोई सर्कुलर या थ्योरी की बातें नहीं बताने वाला हूं. जो मैंने किया है पिछले 1 साल में वही मैं आपको समझाने वाला हूं कि what I have done in 1 year. You know, everybody loves cricket. That's why I have put this. This is the agenda for today's discussion. There is no agenda as such. Agenda यही है कि हर साल RBI एक नया बॉल डालता है. You should have your strategy how to play it. People who might be watching the cricket would be knowing this sign is of a new ball in test cricket. And this is our strategy time. साल में एक बार तो मिलते हैं हम स्ट्रेटेजी बनाने के लिए 20 दिन की. I love this quote of RBI. RBI कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए. This says for customer, equally applicable to auditor. Equally applicable to the auditor. कि भी आप जानकार बनिए, अटेंड दीज सेशंस, एंड व्हेन यू गो टू द ब्रांच प्लीज सतर्क रहिए. दैट इज द मोटो बिहाइंड इट. एनीवे, आई थिंक दिस आई विल स्किप द स्लाइड्स, दीज आर वेरी ओवरव्यूइंग स्लाइड्स. एक चीज मैं आपको बता देता हूं, RBI is 10 steps ahead of us. They are not behind as they were earlier. They are much, much, much ahead of us. And whatever you might be looking at it today, it's a, what you say, a work of at least 6 months before they come out of anything. One thing I want to highlight to you all is basically this. I don't know why this is not working. Okay. The second last bullet on my slide, Arjuna's eye on building up of the systematic risk in the certain credit portfolio or lending business, and this is what we will be also discussing upon. कि भाई हम ब्रांच में 4-5 दिन, 10 दिन, 15 दिन के लिए जाते हैं. What you expect me to audit the bank? Not possible. You give me some 8 to 10 focus areas which I can go and audit at the branch, and I can get some fruitful result out of it, which we will discuss. This is what I feel as a challenge for the branch auditor in today's situation. Maybe not relevant, maybe relevant, I'm not sure, but we will discuss it, each one of them. Retail loan portfolio is one of the significant and important area of today's branch audit or bank audit. I will discuss it in detail. There is, anybody is aware that there is a stress in the retail portfolio? है ना? जोर से बोलो. Yes. Why there is a stress in the retail portfolio? Sorry? सेविंग reduce हो गया है. Then और क्या हो सकता है स्ट्रेस होने का रीजन? एक्सेस फाइनेंसिंग, हाई डेट. और क्या हो सकता है रीजन? कि भी the credit parameter which you had established to give those loans were not appropriate. If today a system में अगर risk हो रहा है, कोई लोन आपका default में जा रहा है या कोई लोन आपका perform नहीं कर रहा है जैसा वो perform करना चाहिए था, it is not because of the today's situation. It is because when you were giving the credit to the customer, you didn't assess it properly. You expected this situation to remain over a period of the loan, which is not possible. Inflation का number आपने अगर गलत factor किया है, that is not the problem of the borrower, that is the problem of the bank per se. That's why I'm telling you, if you are gonna do today, if you go into any branch, just look at the portfolio at the branch. कि भी आपका portfolio क्या है? Is my branch is heavy deposit oriented, heavy retail oriented, and if it is a retail oriented, I should have my different process as compared to a corporate loan portfolio. The third one, quick loans, which I briefly touched upon by the Hitesh Bhai, is digital loans. Normally digital loans are not reviewed or verified at the branches because they are centrally given through a pre-approved offers, etc. So probably they might be sitting into books of accounts or books of branches, which is hardly remote because these are not mapped to any sole IDs. Because आपका जो loan होता है वो sole ID से map होना चाहिए. Normally what I have seen, digital loans are not mapped to any sole ID. They are considered as a complete product altogether, basically in the banks. But one of the portfolio, my friend, which you must review in current year is gold loan portfolio. I can guarantee you, this is the one of the area which has been most neglected over years, which is now giving up problems to everybody, to the auditor, to the RBI and to the banks also. And हम थोड़ा time spend करेंगे gold loan पे करना क्या है? ठीक है, spend time. What do you want me to do? Look at the golds, look at the loans. What should I do? We'll discuss that also. IRAC I'm not discussing. Compliance of various RBI guidelines will touch base one or two. So, you know, whenever you go to any branch, आपका focus क्या रहना चाहिए मालूम है? I'm nobody to teach, by the way. This is I'm just sharing based on my experience. One is that कि भाई आप कभी कुछ loans को check करिए, कुछ उनके policies, processes को check करिए, उसमें से अगर आपको issue आता है क्या, जो नए circulars आए हैं, जो नई guideline है RBI की, how the bank has implemented it. Because you know, whenever I'm sure some of you might be meeting the RBI, which is not a very good thing to meet them very regularly to them. But even if you happens to meet them, one of the thing which they always talk about कि भाई आपको हमने अगर कोई regulatory guideline दी है, your job is to see that whether the bank has implemented both in spirit and letter of the circular. And we will discuss two of them today in the session. You know, one of the person in one of the branches told me, Pankaj, आप मेरे को बोलते हो इतना सब पढ़ो, you know, इतना किसके लिए पढ़ूं मैं? एक महीने के लिए? I have 11 months practice and 1 month bank audit practice. You want me to equally read for 11 month practice equal to 1 month practice also. So for them, I say that okay, don't read every circular of the RBI, but ये 4 circular जो है ना, which is applicable for the current year audit, must to read. Must to read. I'm surprised to see that some of the circulars are not there in the WIRC book which has come. These are must circular. Photo mat lo. I mean, this is all will come to you. Don't worry. Nothing. ये RBI का circular है, मेरा नहीं है. Let's go one by one. The first circular is on the on the floating rate interest loan. This circular was issued in the last year, applicable in the last year. Currently also it is applicable. So this is the old circular. What it says that you should give an option to the borrower whenever there is an interest rate cut or interest rate hike, that whether you want to switch from floating to fixed and fixed to floating. Normally this was not picked up so much in the last year of the banks. जब last year में circular आया था, ज़्यादा लोगों ने opt नहीं किया था, because nobody was expecting कि भी interest rate अभी और rise होगा. The second circular is where you need to pay a little attention to it. और ये attention क्यों देना है? मतलब why you want me to read this circular? Very simple, because as part of your LFAR reporting requirement, you are also reporting on inoperative accounts. If you remember, there is a clause in the LFAR where you need to report on inoperative account. This circular has changed the definition of an inoperative account. You will all know there is something called as a bank-induced transaction, there is something called as a customer-induced transaction. This customer-induced transaction was not very clearly defined by the RBI in the earlier circular. कि भाई आपने किसी एक बैंक को मैंडेट दिया है कि भाई मेरी जी जब भी एफडी रिन्यूअल के लिए आए आप उसको ऑटो रिन्यू कर दीजिए. There was a gray area whether this is a customer-induced transaction or whether it's a bank-induced transaction. The RBI has very clearly clarified it's a customer-induced transaction because the customer has given the instruction. So some of these concepts have been, clarified in this circular. और ये सर्कुलर कुछ ऐसा किताब नहीं है, 10-12 पेज का सर्कुलर है, इतना तो पढ़ ही सकते हो आप लोग. The two are the most important one, and I want a good attention of all of you to debate this circular, and I will straight away go on that circular. और मैं बताता हूं आपको, मेरे 3 इशू थे आरबीआई के साथ में. 3 issues were there of me with the RBI. One was this issue. Another, I will tell you the issue on the co-borrower, which was discussed in detail, and I will speak on that also a little bit. And third was on the gold loan portfolio. I will discuss the first issue. What is this fair practice code circular talks about? ये जो circular है ये वाला लिखता है fair practice code for the lenders charging of interest 29th April 2024. It came in last year. And why this is relevant for all of you? Because this is applicable to all the banks across all the products and the systems. होता क्या था? RBI का observation है, first please understand this issue, what were the issues? The first issue what RBI said, कि भी charging of interest from the date of sanction of the loan or date of execution of the loan agreement and not from the date of actual disbursement of the fund. ये पूरा का पूरा issue था on charging of interest. कि भाई when should I start charging the interest to the customer? And let me tell you, the biggest private banks, the biggest public sector banks have not been able to resolve this issue as on today. As on today. The first issue was, which was raised by the RBI, कि भाई you can't charge the customer the interest or you can start your meter of interest the day you execute a loan agreement or the day you give the check to the customer. What it says, that charging of interest from the date of sanction of the loan or execution of the loans, which is not right. The second, what the RBI said, interest was charged from the date of the check, whereas the check was handed over to the customer several days later. That means what I did, I made a check, I shown a loan in my books of accounts, and the moment I show a loan in my books of account, I have to start charging an interest on that particular account. Which the RBI said is not correct. You can't do that because actually the money has not gone to the customer. The customer has not got the benefit of that loan. So how can you say that you will start charging the interest on that loan? My friend, both of these issues, my request to all of you, and this is not that it will happen at a central level or something like that. The disbursements are done at a branches also. Look at that, the system from when the interest is getting charged. Ideally, every bank has taken a position that interest will start getting charged from the date when you hand over the check to the customer. So, like for example, let's take this case. And it's a very interesting issue which was raised by the RBI. 15th May 2024, a bank had sanctioned a home loan to Mr. A for 5 crore. The same was disbursed through DD on 17th May 2024 and the loan was booked on the same day. Because once you create a DD, you have to debit some account, right? DD was handed over to Mr. A on 25th May. The same was deposited by the seller on 26th May. The DD was realized on 27th May. Currently, the system is charging the interest from 17th May. Currently, the interest is charged on 17th May. Is it right? It was happening last year same way. By the way, सारी बैंकों में ऐसे ही होता था. आज भी ऐसा ही होता है. But the RBI has come out and circular and said very clearly.
इस केस में जो डिस्बर्समेंट हुआ 17 तारीख को, 17 मई को जो डिस्बर्समेंट हुआ, based on that DD, the borrower would have executed submitted the sale deed.
Correct.
Right, that DD would have been reflected in the sale deed. तो
Correct.
भले ही मेरे अकाउंट में अब सेलर के अकाउंट में पैसे
नहीं, आपने पूरा नहीं देखा सर. The DD was handed over to Mr. A on 25th May.
वो DD बाद में जाएगा, वो फोटोकॉपी आपको देंगे based on which we will execute the sale deed. When you will give the sale deed to the bank, तब आपको original DD मिलेगा.
Agreed. What the RBI is trying to say कि भाई आपको सेल डीड चाहिए, मुझे बैंक को सेल डीड चाहिए, आपको DD चाहिए. So I will start charging you the interest the day I have given you the benefit of the loan to you. I will not be start charging you the interest from the day I created DD. And मैं आपको practice बताता हूँ basically क्या होता है. Yeah.
हम क्या कर सकते हैं? हम सिर्फ हमारे रिपोर्ट में ही लिखना पड़ेगा कि ये नहीं कर रहे हैं.
Absolutely, that's what you have to do. अगर आपकी बैंक as on today also, अगर आपकी बैंक इसी तरह से इंटरेस्ट चार्ज कर रही है, this is a non-compliance to RBI circular, which you need to report upon in your report. Quantify आप नहीं कर पाओगे सर, because what will happen, there will be so many loans across the branches, आप उसको quantify नहीं कर पाएंगे. But what I'm trying to tell you is that this is a expectation of an RBI from you. कि भी अगर हमने कोई डायरेक्शन दिया हुआ है बैंकों को या हमने कुछ बोला हुआ है बैंकों को करने के लिए, whether the bank is complying with it. और by the way मैं आपको फैक्ट बताता हूं, बिकॉज ये तो मैं लाइव कर रहा हूं अभी. कोई बैंक का सिस्टम में चेक हैंड ओवर डेट कैप्चर करने का प्रोसेस नहीं है. दैट इज व्हाई द बैंक्स आर नॉट एबल टू डू इट थ्रू सिस्टम. अभी बैंक को क्या कर रही है, बैंक इंटरेस्ट चार्ज कर रही है कस्टमर को फ्रॉम द डेट दे हैव गिवन द DD. What they are doing now, they are computing on a back end and then they are passing credit to the customer subsequently to comply with this RBI norm. Otherwise, what will happen? This will become a non-compliance to RBI norm. So, what you need to do first, inquire कि भाई आपके सिस्टम में कोई इंटरेस्ट चार्ज पे चेंज हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है. नंबर 2, कंप्यूट कि भाई अगर किसी में DD दी हुई है तो उसमें सिस्टम में इंटरेस्ट कब से लगा है. नंबर 3, if you don't find any reversal for that particular period, report. These are the 3 things you have to follow. But please look at this circular and report a non-compliance to in the LFAR. Sorry sir, can you? Sorry, MOC नहीं बनेगा सर. आप MOC कब दे पाओगे? आप क्वांटिफाई कर पाएंगे तो दे पाएंगे MOC. आप अगर लोन के क्वांटिफाई कर पाएंगे, आपको 4 लोन चेक करोगे, 5 लोन चेक करोगे, ये बैंक की इनकम कम होगी, इसलिए हम आपको बोल रहे हैं आप रिपोर्ट में लिखिए. बट यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू क्वांटिफाई एट अ ब्रांच लेवल. इफ यू कैन क्वांटिफाई, अगर आपकी ब्रांच में 10 ही लोन है आप कर दीजिए MOC, कोई इशू नहीं है. लेकिन आपके ब्रांच में अगर 100 लोन दिए हुए हैं तो आप कैसे MOC दे सकते हैं. एंड दैट MOC विल ऑल्सो, व्हाट विल हैपन इफ यू give an MOC, it's an incomplete MOC because you have tested 2 loans and given an MOC. Your observation will be restricted to those 2 loans only. But please write it in the report that bhai इन्होंने RBI के direction को comply नहीं किया to the extent of this fair practice code. It will become a bigger issue. People like Hitesh Bhai will pick up this issue and will try to do some changes at the central level. And by the way, this is done at all the banks. I mean, we audit couple of banks, ये सब जगह पे मैनुअल रिवर्सल हो रहा है इस टाइम पे. See, banks could say anything. आप क्या करिए, एक सैंपल उठाइए, इंटरेस्ट कब से चार्ज हो गया है कंप्यूट करके देख लीजिए. If they are complying with RBI norms, very good for everybody. If they are not, please report upon it. एक और एग्जाम्पल है, दिस इज अ वेरी ट्रिकी वन विच आई एम ऑल्सो डिबेटिंग, अब स्टिल नॉट गॉट द आंसर. क्या होता है कभी कभी जब आप व्हीकल फंडिंग करते हैं या डीलर फंडिंग करते हैं, पढ़िए इसमें क्या हुआ है कि भाई किसी बैंक ने डीलर फंडिंग की हुई है और 90 to 98% अमाउंट दे दिया हुआ है. वो जो 2-4% होता है उसको होल्ड पे रखा है क्योंकि भाई डॉक्यूमेंट आपने नहीं दिए हमको, बट डीलर ने उसको व्हीकल ट्रांसफर कर दिया कस्टमर को सब्जेक्ट टू रिसीविंग द डॉक्यूमेंट. अब इसमें बैंक क्या कर रहा है, बैंक 100 रुपीज पे, जो 100 रुपीज पूरा अमाउंट है जिसमें से 98 डिसबर्स हुआ है, 2 रुपया बाकी है, वो 100 रुपीज पे इंटरेस्ट लगा रहा है. इज इट राइट और रॉन्ग? राइट और रॉन्ग? प्लीज.
रिसेंट केस तो हुआ है, मेरी एक लोन करेगी पार्टी की, तो 2 चेक बने थे. एक 9 लाख का बना था जो डायरेक्ट वेंडर के अकाउंट में जाना चाहिए था, और एक जो दूसरा बना था 1,30,000 का, वो कस्टमर के अकाउंट में आना चाहिए था. उसने एक्चुअली ऐसा कंडीशन डाला 1,30,000 का चेक मैं जब भी तुझे दूंगा कि जब तू मुझे तेरी वाइफ का आधार कार्ड अपडेट करा के देगा करंट लोकेशन से. तो उसने बैंक में तो मीटर चालू कर दिया 10,30,000 से.
सी, इसमें यू हैव टू लुक फ्रॉम दिस एंगल कि भाई whether you got the asset in your custody. See, what was the underlying? The underlying that कि भी borrower को benefit मिलना चाहिए. पहले के केस में क्या हो रहा था? The borrower was not getting the benefit of the amount. इस केस में क्या हो रहा है? The borrower is getting the benefit of that asset which has been transferred by the dealer to you. So इसमें borrower का कोई loss नहीं है. So if the bank is charging an interest on 100 rupee, one of the view which I am telling you, the bank is contesting कि भी इसमें borrower को क्या loss है? Borrower को गाड़ी मिलनी चाहिए थी, borrower को गाड़ी मिल गई है. Now it is only subject to documentation. I have held the 2%. So it is for my protection and my custody, and not for complying with some RBI circular norms, etc. So in this particular case, even though the bank might be charging 100 rupee amount, may be correct. Why? Because इसमें borrower का कोई loss नहीं हो रहा है. Please understand the difference between the two cases. पहले केस में तो क्या हुआ था कि भी उसको डीडी नहीं मिली थी. इस केस में उसको व्हीकल उसके पास है, only the disbursement has not been done by the bank to the customer. So I can see a lot of faces पे एकदम surprise. My simple suggestion to all of you, ये सर्कुलर तो 2 पेज का है, 29 अप्रैल को आया हुआ है. ये एक बार सर्कुलर निकालिए और पढ़िए और चेक करिए बैंकों में क्या किया गया इसके ऊपर. My request will be that you will find some quality observation from this circular implementation. किसी बैंक में implement नहीं हुआ है, by the way. Second is gold loan. Please pick up this case as a मतलब अगर आप किसी बैंक में अगर 10-12 सैंपल टेस्ट कर रहे हैं या 50 सैंपल टेस्ट कर रहे हैं, प्लीज टेक एटलीस्ट 5 to 6 सैंपल्स ऑफ द गोल्ड लोन. थॉरली उसको चेक करिए, बिकॉज दिस इज वन ऑफ द एरिया वेयर इन आरबीआई हैज बीन क्वेश्चनिंग, आस्किंग द बैंक्स. और आप न्यूज़पेपर्स पढ़ोगे तो दुनिया भर के आर्टिकल लिखे हुए हैं गोल्ड लोन के ऊपर. सी, गोल्ड लोन में हुआ क्या है एग्जैक्टली, एंड यू शुड नो द रिस्क इन द गोल्ड लोन. द रिस्क इन द गोल्ड लोन के भी गोल्ड प्राइसेस हैव बीन गोइंग अप, right? And all your loans are linked to the gold prices. They are not linked to the repayment capacity of a borrower. Income assessment होता नहीं है gold loans में. Income assessment होता ही नहीं है gold loan में. Gold loans are given purely based on the gold prices. If it goes up, I will give you top-up loan. If it goes down, I will recall the loan. As of now, the gold prices were moving in one direction. If you look at last 1-2 years, the gold prices were moving in one direction. And that's why many people were taking top-up loans on those gold loans. Now what will happen? Suddenly the gold prices will fall. आप क्या बेचने जाओगे? वही गोल्ड आज के भाव पे ही मिलेगा. And income तो आपने कभी असेस की नहीं उसकी. That's the risk which RBI is looking at it. रिस्क RBI को ये लग रहा है कि भाई इन सारे केसेस में आपने गोल्ड लोन लेने वाले की इनकम कभी असेस नहीं की थी. सो और इसका एंड यूज कहां गया है? सुबह 9 बजे यूज हुआ है when the market has opened, which is not an indication as of now. So the RBI ने ये 4-5 cases, या there were 11 issues which were identified by the RBI. One of the issue and one which you all should look at it, at least which I had seen, कि LTV monitoring कैसे हो रहा है बैंक्स में. कि भाई जो गोल्ड की प्राइसेस नीचे आ रही है, जब गोल्ड की प्राइसेस नीचे आएगी तो आपको 75% का LTV मेंटेन करना है. So in how many cases this LTV is getting breached, and in how many cases the branch has asked the customer to come and repay the loans, and in how many cases the customer had turned into an NPA. What you need to pick up, you need to just pick up 5 to 6 samples. उसको देखो आप कि भी इसका प्रोसेसिंग कैसे हुआ था, इसका सैंक्शनिंग कैसे हुआ था, इसका अप्रेजल और डिसबर्समेंट कैसे हुआ था, और LTV कैसे मॉनिटर हो रही है इन गोल्ड लोन्स की. इट्स अ वेरी क्रिटिकल एंड अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया टू लुक एट इन करंट ईयर एटलीस्ट. By the way, okay, and this issue is not only restricted to a discussion among the auditor and the banker. Parliament का question था वो. It is given. See, right? Just look at down the underlying part. The gross NPAs pertaining to gold loan in scheduled commercial bank have increased by 21% during the same period, which is March 24 to June 24. March 24 से लेके June 24 में there is a 21% rise in the gold loan NPAs. Now, if this doesn't become our focus area, then what else will remain our focus area then? So please pick up the gold loans, and one point which is there, the point number 8. अगर आप कहीं भी किसी बैंक में इसी प्रैक्टिस देख रहे हो, जहां तक मुझे नॉलेज है कुछ कुछ बैंकों में होता है, एक बार गोल्ड लोन दिया आपने, मोस्टली दीज गोल्ड लोन्स आर बुलेट रीपेमेंट लोन्स, कि भी साल के एक बार में आना और इंटरेस्ट सर्व कर देना और वापस से उसको एक नया एक साल के लिए लोन हो जाएगा. देयर इज नो कैपिंग कि भी आप एक बार पूरा पैसा लेके आओ और इसको क्लोज करो, then only I will give you the new loan which is there. Some private banks and public sector have this kind of a practice कि भी आपका रिन्यूअल खाली 2 बार हो सकता है, मतलब एक साल में जिस टाइम पे लोन दिया और एक बार मैं एक्सटेंड करूंगा, बट उसके बाद यू हैव टू गेट द मनी एंड देन ओनली आई विल गिव यू द फ्रेश डिसबर्समेंट. आप चेक करिए आपकी बैंकों में वेदर दिस रिन्यूअल इज परमिटेड indefinitely. The second largest private bank of India had this indefinite period of renewal of gold loans. They were not having any capping, and third largest has a capping of 2 loans. कि भी आपके 2 साइकिल का हम लोन करेंगे और तीसरी साइकिल पे आपको पैसा लेके आना पड़ेगा. So please look at these 2 areas, the fair practice code and the gold loan. ये कुछ हमारे ऑब्जर्वेशन है. We had visited 25 branches of a particular bank just to validate the gold loans. हमने तो उसका जाके उसके कैरेट्स वैरेट्स भी चेक किए हैं, which obviously you people are not supposed to do because that is not the mandate. बट मैं आपको एक बताता हूं, अगर आपके ब्रांच में थोड़ा गोल्ड लोन का पोर्टफोलियो ज्यादा है, एक सेफ साइड पे एक ऑडिट प्रोसेस खाली कर लेना, गोल्ड के पैकेट चेक कर लेना, गोल्ड के पैकेट चेक कर लो कि भाई अगर आपके पास 25-30 गोल्ड लोन है, वो 25-30 गोल्ड लोन के ज्वेल पैकेट्स है कि नहीं है. The biggest issue what the bank is dealing with today is not the customer fraud, is the employee fraud. This is an employee fraud which the banks are running with the risk. So please, जो भी आप बैंक्स करिए, जो भी whichever banks, अगर गोल्ड लोन के पैकेट्स हैं, एटलीस्ट पैकेट को काउंट कर लीजिए. पैकेट मिसिंग नहीं होने चाहिए. पैकेट के अंदर क्या है दैट वी डोंट नो because we can't open the packets. But have a look at it. This was some of the observation. Loan sanction again negative list. कुछ कुछ banks होती है जो एक negative list publish करती है, like Kundan Jewelry and all, where the quantum of the gold in the jewelry will be very less, which is not eligible for a gold loan. बहुत सारी बैंक उस तरह की फंडिंग करती है, तो have a look at it. These are some of the observation. और last observation जो मैंने आपको बताया अभी, there was no capping on the renewal of the loans. मतलब वो indefinite renewals करते जा रहे थे उन gold loans की. Now they have come up with the system where after 1 year you have to repay the loan and then only I can give you the loan. Even though we don't agree. हमने बोला कि भाई you should have a cooling off period. कि भाई आज अगर आप लोन क्लोज करो, आपको 1 हफ्ते के बाद ही नया लोन मिलेगा. नहीं तो आप क्या प्राइवेट मनी लेंडर से पैसे लेके आओगे, सुबह लोन क्लोज करोगे और शाम को वापस डिसबर्समेंट लेके जाओगे. बट एनीवे, सो प्लीज फोकस ऑन दीज 2 एरियाज. ये सब ठीक है, न्यूज आर्टिकल्स आर देयर. मैं आपको बताता हूं बेस्ट वे ऑडिट करने का, एटलीस्ट दैट्स व्हाट आई फॉलो. कुछ नहीं करने का, साल के 1 साल के पेनल्टी ऑर्डर निकालने का सारी बैंकों के, और आरबीआई ने किस किस चीज पे पेनल्टी लगाई है उन सबको एक लिस्ट में डाल लेने का, और वही सारी चीज जाके किसी बैंक में चेक करना. आपको कम से कम 3 से 4 एरिया तो मिल ही जाएंगे where the RBI might have levied the penalty on these cases. So RBI has levied penalty on these cases. One, where deposits पे there was a issue on providing the interest rate. Senior citizen पे आपने deposit पे interest rate नहीं provide किया हुआ है.
Generally cooperative banks के ज़्यादा penalties होती है compared to nationalized.
I will tell you, sir. I mean, I have done that compilation of at least 1 or 2 years. The kind of penalty on cooperative banks, because see cooperative banks है ना एक clean up cycle से चल रहे हैं. जैसे हमारे पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक 18 से लेके 20-22 तक चले थे, वैसे कोऑपरेटिव बैंक चल रहे हैं. हाईएस्ट लाइसेंस कैंसलेशन इज ऑफ कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स. Why? Because they are going up in a cleanup cycle. That's why you will find many penalty order and many closure order on the cooperative bank. Equally and relevant to us is a public sector bank and a private bank. So look at the penalty orders which have been levied, and some of these I have listed it over here, mainly on charging of the interest. Basically कि भी interest कब से लग रहा है, कितना लग रहा है और कितना charge होना चाहिए था. गाइडेंस नोट में ना 2 चैप्टर होते हैं एक्चुअली, जो कि कभी पब्लिशाइज नहीं होते हैं, एंड आई वांट द ब्रांच एटलीस्ट टू टेक इट अप. आरबीआई है ना हर साल इंस्टीट्यूट को बताता है कि भी उसने अपनी इंस्पेक्शंस में क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन फाइंड आउट किए थे. हर साल बताता है आरबीआई, हर साल एक चिट्ठी लिखता है इंस्टीट्यूट को, और जो कि हमारे गाइडेंस नोट का पार्ट है. बाय द वे, जस्ट टू क्लैरिफाई, इट इज अवेलेबल इन पब्लिक डोमेन. दिस इज व्हाट इज देयर. अगर आप 3 साल के गाइडेंस नोट का ऑब्जर्वेशन भी देखोगे ना, आपको हिंट आ जाएगा कि भी व्हाट इज द आरबीआई इंडिकेटिंग अस टू लुक एट इट आल्सो. और ये गाइडेंस नोट पे बाकायदा एक सेक्शन बी के अपेंडिक्स में पड़ा हुआ है. लेट्स लुक एट इट, व्हाट इज देयर. फर्स्ट पॉइंट वाज डिबेटेड इन अ बिग वे. वेवर और रिलैक्सेशन ग्रांटेड ड्यूरिंग फाइनेंशियल डिफिकल्टी tantamount to a concession granted to borrower. Hence, such waiver amounts to restructuring as per the RBI circular, which we just debated it. कि भी आप अगर कोई भी कंडीशन को रिलैक्स कर रहे हैं ड्यूरिंग द टेन्योर ऑफ द लोन, इट विल tantamount to restructuring. The one point which I have really liked about the RBI, कि चलो भाई फ्रंट डोर से नहीं तो बैक डोर से उन्होंने एक पॉइंट एक्सेप्ट किया है. लास्ट पॉइंट जरा रीड करिए आप लोग. The bank had not implemented as on March 31st, 2024, the logic whereby default by either the borrower or the co-borrowers, either in their individual capacity or in joint capacity. This was my biggest, पिछले 2 साल से I think 2 साल से I would be debating on this issue. NPA classification on co-borrower level. होम लोन है, होम लोन के 2 बोरोवर है. अगर होम लोन डिफॉल्ट हो रहा है तो दोनों बोरोवर एनपीए है. और उसी होम लोन, उसी बोरोवर का अगर कोई पर्सनल लोन है, वो भी एनपीए होना चाहिए, विच वॉज अ कंटेंशन बाय मेनी बैंक्स की. ऐसा आईरैक सर्कुलर में कहीं नहीं लिखा हुआ है कि भाई बोरोवर और को बोरोवर दोनों एनपीए होने चाहिए. By the logic, we should have discussed this in IRAC norm also. I'll tell you very frankly, there is no difference between a borrower and a co-borrower. मैंने और मेरे भाई ने अगर एक लोन लिया हुआ है, होम लोन, और अगर हम डिफॉल्ट हो रहे हैं, so both of us are liable to get classified as an NPA. You can't just say that I will be classified as an NPA. Many banks, take it from me, I can guarantee on this floor, are not classifying the account as an NPA based on co-borrower. Reason being, क्योंकि co-borrower का cust ID तो है ही नहीं सिस्टम में. You understand? CIF ID, cust ID, जो भी ID होगा वो सेकेंड borrower का होता ही नहीं है कभी सिस्टम में. वो बैकग्राउंड में होता है, वो फ्रंट में नहीं होता है. सो आप लोग इस बार अहमदाबाद ब्रांच को मैं बोल रहा हूं, pick up the housing loan cases, just see the co-borrower in those cases, whether the co-borrower has an independent facility और उस independent facility को आपने NPA बनाया कि नहीं बनाया. Till now, I was not having an authoritative material from the RBI which says that co-borrower के base पे NPA बनाना है. This is the authoritative material which has come from the RBI, wherein they are saying that one of the reason for diversion is that the account has not been classified as an NPA based on co-borrower. Please have a look at it. This is one of the important area which is at least now settled in private bank. All private banks are making NPA based on co-borrower logic. But public sector banks are still not making the NPA based on the co-borrower logic. Similarly, at WCDL pe what Hitesh bhai spoke is already there in the divergence list. ये सब आपको पता ही होगा. Yeah? See, these are some of the AI tools which you can use, Chat PDF, Gemini and YouTube, Tiddler and all that, which I am sure you would be aware. Just to tell you one thing, use Chat PDF, which is very important. Whole guidance note can be uploaded on this AI tool and you can chat with that PDF. You can ask any questions from the guidance note. Just upload this guidance note in this Chat PDF. This is all ICI utility. I'll come on the topic. अभी तक तो मैं आपको खाली कुछ चीजें बता रहा था which is good to know and some of them are must to know also. मैं fraud पे आता हूं. See, I'll tell you the fraud reporting is a very simple thing. मतलब कौन से fraud report करने हैं जो fraud identify होंगे. अब fraud identify कैसे होंगे, that is what we have to discuss. RBI ने, और there are some very important changes which have been done from a fraud reporting perspective in July 2024, which one should be aware about. July 2024 में RBI had come up with a new circular. आपके पास जो ये बुक आई है इसमें थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ में लिखा हुआ है ऑथर ने. July 2024 में the RBI has come out with a new circular which talks on the fraud reporting. मैं वो circular को theoretically discuss नहीं करूँगा. I will just give you some important points from that circular which you all should be aware about it. See, Master Direction on Fraud Reporting is the name of the circular which talks about, and this replaces the circular which was issued in somewhere 2016, 17 and all that. Not relevant to all of you because वो circular भी किसने ही पढ़ा है. Right? We will read the new circular which has come. So, one of the important point, my friend, which we should be aware about, that the click reporting limit, which was earlier 5 crore, 50 crore, is now reduced to 3 crore. And you have to report any RFA tagging which has been done in any account. Okay, by the way, forget about all these circular. Cycle पता है आप लोग को? RFA, EWS, what are these terms? Okay. See, क्या होता है, कोई भी account आप start करते हो, भाई उसने पहले डिफॉल्ट किया मंथली पेमेंट और इंटरेस्ट में, उसके बाद आप उसको EWS ट्रिगर पे आइडेंटिफाई करोगे कि भाई इसमें कुछ अर्ली वार्निंग सिग्नल है क्या, और इट इज जस्ट अ वन ऑफ डिफॉल्ट बाय द कस्टमर बेसिकली. तब आता है EWS. उसके बाद आता है कि भाई यू रिव्यू दोज लोन अकाउंट बेस्ड ऑन द EWS ट्रिगर कि भाई वेदर दिस इज नॉट अ फॉल्स पॉजिटिव, कि भाई ऐसा नहीं कि सारे लोन अकाउंट में EWS ट्रिगर हो रहा है and I have to look at all those accounts. You identify the account which is really a account which has a problem per se. Then what you do, you classify that account as a RFA. What is RFA? Red flag account. Then you start the process of forensic audit, then you review the findings by the firm, and then you classify the account as a fraud or you remove the accounts from the RFA. What are the important areas you need to look at it? And by the way, we all have to report here. This is the LFAR clause on the fraud and EWS. All of us are required to report here, and everybody writes all fancy languages in this LFAR clauses. Last one is whether the system of early warning framework is working effectively as required by the early warning signal on the basis for classify account as an RFA. By the way, branch level pay, do you verify all this? What you ask normally to the branch manager कि भाई आपका कोई account RFA में है तो आप हमको बता दीजिए, right? That is what you normally ask. We are not going to ask the EWS trigger because normally these are system driven things, and normally you will just get a report from the bank which will show you कि भाई कितने account आपके RFA में tag हुए हैं, and then we will review those accounts. You should be aware about this. You should be aware about these changes which have been done in the circular. One is that borrower account of other group companies in which one or more promoter or whole-time director are common shall also be subject to examination by the bank concerned from fraud angle under these direction. पहले क्या होता था? This fraud angle or fraud review was done from an account which was picked up from the EWS trigger, and wherein we identified that there is some issue. Now the circular extends that coverage to other accounts where the person might be the promoter or there could be a whole-time director also, are common basically in the two entities. That account will also be subjected to your review by the bank for getting classified these account either as a fraud or remove the tagging from a red flag account. The last one is important. Third party service provider, and I would request all of you to just pay attention on it because this has a different angle altogether. It says that banks to hold them accountable in situation where willful negligence or malpractice by them is found to be positive for factor for the fraud. Reporting to RBI optional, now it has become mandatory. What does it say? Sorry, my mic is off. Anyway, you all can hear me, right? Okay. What it says is कि let's suppose आप किसी audit पे stock auditor से आपने एक stock audit report दी थी, उस audit से related और उसमें the bank identifies that there was some issue and because of which the account is getting classified as a fraud or because of which there is some diversion of the fund which has happened. Now the banks can write it to our IBA, Indian Banking Association, which normally maintains the empanelment of the people for the services which gets provided to the banks. You might be getting delisted from there or you might be getting blacklisted from there. That is what the circular is talking about now. That's why you should be very careful today whenever you are giving any report, whether it relates to sanctioning or disbursement of particular loan. So obviously it has a borrower impact, it has a staff impact, and it has a third party service provider also. So इन चीजों को देखिए. Yes ma'am, please. आपने रेड फ्लैग क्यों किया? आपने यहां लिखा था वो अकाउंट को लास्ट थर्ड क्लॉज में.
थर्ड क्लॉज में भी लिखा था, फ्रॉड में भी लिखा था.
ओके, यू आर क्लासिफाइड एज अ फ्रॉड.
यस, हमने फ्रॉड किया लिखा तो वहां से वो ऑफिसर का फोन आया कि आप इसे यहां से निकालिए क्योंकि ये रेड फ्लैग तो आपने किया ही है, फिर फ्रॉड में क्यों डाल रहे हैं? हमने बोला कि आप अपना जब विजिट रिपोर्ट है वो हमें क्लियर करके दीजिए तो फिर हम आगे सोचेंगे कि हाँ इतने एसेट आए हैं कि नहीं है.
Absolutely. So this is one of the issue what she told कि भी disbursement हो चुका है but asset ही purchase नहीं हुआ है आपका basically. So my suggestion to all of
उन्होंने दिखाया कि एसेट आया है लेकिन जो हमारी क्वालिटी का था वो नहीं है तो हमने वापस कर दिया.
So that's why अगर आप आओगे, how do you identify basically I will go to that points. How do you identify red flags or how do you identify accounts where you can see a potential issues? I will not call it as a fraud by the way because we are no one to call this account as a fraud. Now अगर आप देखोगे, so first if there is a high आपके checks bounce हो रहे हैं quickly in the accounts, that means there is a issue with respect to the liquidity. आप ये देखिए, this is what was done by one of the client. आपकी CCOD की लिमिट होती है, CCOD की लिमिट यूटिलाइज होती है. उस CCOD की लिमिट यूटिलाइज करने में what the borrower is doing, he is depositing high value checks. And then once you deposit a high value check of a rural or a what you say RRBs and all, वो clearing में थोड़ा time लेता है. It doesn't clear very frequently or it doesn't clear within T+1, T+2 days and all. And what will happen, your limit will get dropped down. Then you can have unutilized limit in the CCOD facility which gets created. Subsequently क्या होगा? वो check bounce होगा. So what will have, you will again have a limit getting utilized. Again you will have a check which is getting credited in the account and again the check is getting bounced. My simple suggestion, this is a theoretical example by the way, but I have seen it practically happening in one of the banks. Because ये सब examples theory से तो आते नहीं हैं. My request to all of you is that whichever accounts you are reviewing or whichever accounts you are looking at it, there are some elementary points which you need to look at it basically. कि भी आपके checks bounce हो रहे हैं कि नहीं हो रहे हैं. Second thing what madam spoke about, I think that's a second subsequent slide. Another is this delay observed in repayment of delay observed in payment of outstanding dues. I'll tell you, matlab, I don't know whether you all read the Caro report of these companies or no. I mean, आप कोई भी entity का जिसका भी आप audit कर रहे हैं, जिसका भी आप audit कर रहे हैं, have a look at the report of the Caro. Caro 2020 has been made in such a way that agar, I will tell you really, if the bank wants to identify a particular issue in the bank, it can identify from reading the Caro report. So some of these indicators are there, like for example, funding of interest by sanctioning additional facility, increase in the working capital borrowing as a percentage of turnover. Basically, आपका cash to cash cycle is increasing. Your inventory levels are going up, your debtors levels are going up. That could be one of the indicators that your account is not performing well. Again, like for example, there's a frequent changes in the accounting policies. I don't know how many of you know Byju's ka example, that what really happened in Byju. Byju was having a revenue recognition issue. What Byju was doing was Byju was recognizing its revenue upfront in the P&L in the year of receipt. So what will happen कि भी आपका 100 रुपया एक साल के लिए आया हुआ है, 100 रुपया एक साल पे amortize करने के बजाय 100 rupees you are recognizing in 1 year itself. Subsequent year में if you don't have a revenue, you will start showing losses. So if you find any customer or any of the client which you are reviewing the financial statement is changing its accounting policy on a year-on-year basis, usme you will have a red flags then. That why this guy is changing accounting policy every year. That means he is trying to save some of the information which should come in the financial statement. मैं आपको बताता हूँ, there is no alternative to read the files and analyze the statements of accounts basically. Another, high value RTGS payment to unrelated parties. This could be one of the potential issue कि भी आप जब उसके account statement को analyze कर रहे हैं या cash credit account को analyze कर रहे हैं, there are payments which are made to unrelated parties. क्योंकि normally क्या होता है, debtors creditor की list तो रहती ही है बैंकों के पास, who are the debtor, who are the creditor, which are the major supplier, which are the major customers. But if you see there is a high value payments which are done to other parties which are not the parties, you know, whom he is having a regular business transaction, that could be one of the issue. And by the way, bank हमसे ज़्यादा smart है. Every bank has a alert system. Every bank has a alert system that if, let's suppose in your account, the normal transaction value was ranging from 10 lakh to 20 lakh, and suddenly you have a payment of 50 lakh going from your account, there will be an alert which gets generated which need to be reviewed by a particular branch manager. कि भी 50 lakh रुपया किसको दे दिया इन्होंने suddenly. So those are the points one can look at it. Increase in borrowing despite huge cash balances. I don't have to say much on this. You people are better smart to understand. किसी के balance sheet में अगर 10 लाख रुपए का cash है, वो बैंक से loan क्यों लेने आएगा? There could be possibility he can take the loan, but whether that cash is really existing as on the balance sheet date or no. This is one of the point which I am sure is the reason for many frauds. Delay in getting the end use certificates. See, ये जो बैंक आपको बोलती है ना कि भी end use certificate आने वाला है, it will come within 1 month, within 2 months, within 3 months. This could be just a tactic. Like for example, look at this case. After the disbursement of third tranche by the company has not submitted the end use certificate. After 6 months from the disbursement, even after regular follow-up. What madam just mentioned, during the auditor suggested the bank to conduct visit on immediate basis. During visit, it was observed that the construction work of the plant is suspended due to non-availability of the permission. So what I'm saying is just don't take it कि अच्छा अभी खाली end use certificate ही तो आना बाकी है और क्या बचा हुआ है. So just go little deeper into these accounts and just try to see that whether there is any other reason other than just a procedural aspect, so to say. What I just spoke on the change in the accounting policies It was observed the company was frequently changing the revenue recognition policy, which best suits the company requirement to record high revenue or high income. Another is, वो जो कंपनी गंगा स्नान करती है ना, और आपके क्लाइंट्स भी है, उनको जरा पूछ लीजिए. इंड एस कन्वर्जेंस, बैंक को कुछ नहीं समझता है इसमें. I can give you in writing. There are many entities which write off their trade receivable or remove the trade receivable on Ind AS conversions. And the bank will never understand because it is directly debited to reserves. And it doesn't flow through a P&L account. So if you have any financial statement or if you're reviewing any client which has an Ind AS conversion, please have a look at it. I'm sure these are very difficult things to do. But of course, if you are reviewing a financial statement, have a look at it. Not necessary कि आप सब देखोगे ही. But अगर आप में आता है तो ये point भी आप देख सकते हैं. Collateral we just discussed. One of the point which again I think Madam mentioned, that non-production of the original bills for verification upon request. Sometimes क्या होता है, what I think Hitesh bhai also mentioned about double funding. Many a times what happens, you know, these banks or these financial institutions do not have the original bills with them. Why? Because the परफॉर्मा इनवॉइस के बेसिस पे डिसबर्समेंट करते हैं और उसके बाद ओरिजिनल बिल्स अपने रिकॉर्ड पे नहीं रखते हैं. सो इफ दीज आर द काइंड ऑफ इश्यूज आर देयर कुड बी पोटेंशियल फ्रॉड. आई एम नॉट सेइंग देयर वुड बी पोटेंशियल फ्रॉड. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आपका प्रॉपर्टी एचयूएफ के नाम पे है तो ऑल द मेंबर्स ऑफ द एचयूएफ हैव टू गिव द एनओसी. दिस हैज हैपेंड इन वन ऑफ द बैंक्स वेयर अ प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी वाज गिवन द कोलैटरल्स. The collateral was belonging to a HUF and the NOC was not taken from the HUF. So you can't really execute the deed which is there. Same. The borrower did not submit the invoice under the pretext that remittance was made by the RTGS based on the performa invoice, what I just spoke about. Then you have an intergroup transaction which could be one of the important area to look for it. If you are having high funding to related parties and if there is substantial increase in the related party transactions, that could be one of the area for you to have a look at it more from a fraud perspective. Another is there is a floating front or associate company by investing borrowing money. So you have taken a loan from a bank and you have invested into company in an overseas location without having substantial due diligence on those operations. There could be an issue. I'm not saying that every company which is making an overseas investment could be a fraud. But I'm saying that these are some of the important points which one can have a look at it from a EWS trigger. Resignation of KMP, all of you know, it's one of the important area to have a look at it also. This is one of the fraud which or a potential fraud which we had reported in one of the banks. The issue was that there was a sanction date of 2018. There is an NPA date of 2018. Outstanding is 6.85 crore. In the above case, the current market value of the collateral has substantially reduced from 9.88 to 3.75 crore. 9.88 to 3.75 crore, the property value was reduced. And the valuation report had several disclaimers. Like for example, legal report is not available. At the time of visit, the said property is traceable because no demarcation was there. Because it was just a parcel of a land. I can't identify which is my land. That's why we had reported this, and this was a quick mortality account. I'm sure you all know what is a quick mortality. We had reported this case as a potential fraud case because it has all the elements of getting classified as a fraud. आपका प्रॉपर्टी का पेपर्स बराबर नहीं है, आपकी प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू बराबर नहीं है और उसके अगेंस्ट में आपने इतना लोन दे दिया हुआ है. So this is how it is getting reported in some of the banks. Recent red flags अगर आपको देखना हो तो these are the recent red flags which one should be aware about it. What is the recent red flag? हैदराबाद अगर आपका कोई ब्रांच है, उनके होम लोन्स देख लो. There is some issue with respect to the municipal authorities over there. In Hyderabad location, अगर आपको कोई branch आ जावे तो. Bank giving loans without proper title search report. Supreme Court has said the RBI कि you look at this, you should have a title search report before you give any loans. As I said, employee fraud is the most important fraud which the banks are dealing with today. So have a look at it कि जो मैंने आपको बोला कि Even if you don't verify all the gold loans, but at least verify the packets, whether they are there in the branch or they are not there in the branch. Because if you look at the last one, bank increased employee background checks as mule accounts and fraud rises. अगर आपके बैंक में या ब्रांच में ऑफिस अकाउंट्स मॉनिटर होता है या ऑफिस अकाउंट्स में ट्रांजैक्शन है, please have a look at the transaction in the office accounts. They are getting used as a fraud accounts. Disbursements or all the frauds or all the transfer of the money is happening through these accounts, which are called as a mule account. Mainly the inoperative account as such. This is the top focus area in my view, which one should look at it for 24-25. This is just a quick summary, by the way, for all of you. Review of gold loan portfolio, agreed? Yes or no? करोगे ना sample थोड़े से? और क्या? Packets, please check it. Then fair lending practice, what is that? From which day you are charging the interest. Then mule accounts, what we just spoke about. कि भी office accounts अगर कुछ है तो. Loans with pending security creation. Have a look at it कि भी security available भी है कि नहीं है. And the last one is what I think Hitesh Bhai has already spoken, loan against various government schemes. These are the 5 to 6 key areas which one should have a look at it as part of your current year audit at least. Okay, एक और एरिया बता देता हूं आपको, देख लेना जाके. Locker rent. Locker rent is one of the issue which RBI is gonna pick up most probably. अगर आपके branches में locker है, if your branches has a locker, please see locker rents are collected in advance. Most of you know about it, right? RBI ने 2021 में direction change किया था कि भैया अगर आपने advance में locker rent collect किया है, तो you have to return the proportionate rent to the customer if the customer surrenders the locker before the tenure. कि भी उसने 6 महीने लॉकर यूज किए, आपने 12 महीने का रेंट लिया था, तो आपको 6 महीने का प्रोपोर्शनेट रेंट उस कस्टमर को रिफंड करना पड़ेगा. अपनी बैंक में जाके चेक करो, 95% नहीं हो रहा है, नहीं हो रहा होगा. चेक कर लेना, हो रहा है तो इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग, देन यू आर गुड, यू आर ऑडिटर ऑफ अ वेरी गुड बैंक देन. बट नहीं हो रहा है तो प्लीज आइडेंटिफाई, बिकॉज अगेन दिस इज अ RBI रिक्वायरमेंट. सो दैट इज वन ऑफ द एरिया विच आई थॉट I will tell you, which is the second slide on my presentation. There are no don'ts, there are only do's in bank audit, which is very simple. Ki bhi, I know, and by the way, I am nobody to give you gyan because all of you are much more experienced and much more senior to me. But these are some of the things which we follow as part of our audit. There should be clarity and quality in LFAR reporting. आप report करिए ना fair practice code पे, आप रिपोर्ट करिए ना गोल्ड लोन पे. Who has stopped you from reporting it? Timely communication of issues highlighted to higher authorities. Please raise your issue to Hitesh Bhai if you are auditor of Bank of Maharashtra. That means what? There should be a constant communication with the relevant people. You can't be getting up at the end of the audit and say कि भाई ये तो हमको मिले ही नहीं, या से में सारे issues है जो resolve नहीं हुए. Independent professional judgment by the SBA, guidance from others. You cannot tell कि I will not classify account as an NP and Hitesh Bhai will classify account as an NP as a central stat auditor. If you think that the account is an NP, you should downgrade that account as an NP at the branch itself and not shift your responsibility to a central statutory auditor, because both of us have the same degree issued by the same institute. So that is a very relevant and important area for you to look at it. Communication, communicate key issues to HO and SCA, what we just spoke. Professional skepticism. आप लोग एक खाली एक ऐसे ही बैक ऑफ द एनवेलप चेक करना, जितने एम्प्लॉई हैं ब्रांच में, वो कब से एम्प्लॉई उस ब्रांच में पड़े हुए हैं. Is there is a rotation of those employees from the branch? I'm not saying this you have to report in the LFAR, by the way, but this gives an indication that whether there could be a collusion, which could be a possibility there. Another is focus on the audit procedure versus area of the MOC. मैं आपको सच्ची बता रहा हूँ, many of my friends, and I will just finish in 2 minutes, Many of my friends are the branch manager of public sector bank. Many of my friends, being a qualified chartered accountant. वो बोलते हैं पंकज स्टैट्यूटरी ब्रांच ऑडिटर को डील करना सबसे इजी होता है. Why, you know? आपको एक इशू प्लेट पे लाके दे देंगे. Of course, you will do some effort to get that file. हाथी का पूंछ पकड़ा के हाथी निकाल ले जाते हैं. You will have one MOC of 1 crore or 5 crore or 10 lakh, 20 lakh. But वो आपका अटेंशन इस तरह से डाइवर्ट करेंगे और वो MOC आपको लास्ट डे तक लेके जाएंगे. So that your energy and your focus is on that MOC and not on other areas of the branch. So please, please, please do your audit procedure which you are supposed to do. If there is some inaccuracy, it will come as a part of the audit process. Don't just fall for the MOCs because that's not the end goal. It reflects the quality, by the way. But that is not the only, outcome of an audit per se. मैं आपको बता दूं, बहुत सारे स्मार्ट मैनेजर मिल जाएंगे आपको. उनको पता है आपको क्या चाहिए. And they will take you to the end. And they will give you that MOC at the end. आपको भी बाद में लगेगा अरे इतना तो झगड़ा क्यों किया फिर इसने मेरे साथ. But he did it only because to divert your attention. Last is become, remain relevant and updated. वो था ना, क्या था कोट RBI का? सतर्क रहो और जानकार रहो. So that's all from my side, my friends. I hope it was little bit updation and all that. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Requesting member to please wait for 2 minutes, please. Thank you. I thank each and every members to be seated for 2 days, and I am sure that it must be an enriching session with all the faculties across India. We have learned a lot. Savdhan raho, satark raho with the ending quote, and which is most important for everyone that we know, friends. And bank audit, one of the most important, I would say, thinking of our members that it is a revenue thing, but if it is done diligently and efficiently, it is going to help all of us. Thank you, all the speakers. Special thanks to Pankaj sir, Hitesh sir, Mayur bhai, our chairman, Neerav Agrawal, and all the members over here to take participation. Thank you all. We need to take one photo. Not required? Okay. So thanks a lot for being a part of here, friends. Thank you.